Parsable is a venture-backed company with premier investors including Cisco, Honeywell, and Lightspeed Ventures. Their mobile-first, cloud-based solutions help every worker execute complex tasks and boost productivity within new levels of safety and quality. Importantly, the platform can scale to hundreds of use cases with a fast time to value. With that, I'm excited to pass it off to Lawrence, who will present an overview and demonstration of Parsable. Lawrence, over to you.
Thank you, Stephen. And it's an absolute delight to join everyone today. And I think similar to many of us, we probably would have different views about being in Vegas or not. And one of the things I'd like to say is I've been involved in manufacturing and enterprise software for almost 25 years. And this last year has obviously been quite challenging for everyone. But one of the real positives, I think, out of the last year and everyone dealing with a pandemic is the recognition of the role of humans in the industrial world. You know, whether you were listening at the start to the great stories of Jeff about the work that Reynolds are doing, or obviously the work that Ford are doing, I think the recognition that humans are front and center is really, really, quite exciting. And I think as we go into the 2021 recovery, I think you'll see humans increasingly recognized as the key value driver in the industrial world. Next slide, please. So let's talk a little bit about Parsable. We are an early stage company in a relative sense to many of the companies that are in the industrial world, which are often 50 to 100 years old. Although Parsable actually started in 2013 with a mission to really liberate the industrial worker. If you look at the last couple of decades, most of the technology that has been delivered to the industrial world has really been for back office operations. And we really want to drive this democratization into the hands of every frontline worker, whether it's someone in manufacturing, whether it's someone in supply chain, whether it's a supplier or a customer. We fundamentally believe that if you can put a consumer-like mobile experience in the hands of every worker, you're going to systematically raise the productivity, quality, and safety metrics of every industrial company. Importantly, we want to do this at scale, and I'll talk a little bit about some of our customers in terms of the global reach. And throughout the pandemic, one of the things we've really seen is the ever-increasing need for agility. And one of the benefits of mobile-first cloud-based solutions is agility. You can literally go to any of the Google Play Store or the Apple Store and download the Parsable application. Once you've been security enabled, you can be up and running within hours, not days, weeks, and months of typical enterprise solutions. And during the pandemic, this has been a really, really important point, because the ability to connect workers, and when we talk about connecting workers, is connecting them with each other, with systems, and with a greater supply chain network. You can do this near real time, and of course provide a set of instructions and collaboration features that ensures, again, productivity, quality, and safety can continue. Next slide, please. Now, one of the things that I think many people know is that there are a huge number of changes that are occurring within the manufacturing world. And one of the less understood facts is this demographic shift. So today, it is estimated around 70% of workers globally in the industrial world are over 50. So they're in the baby boomer zone. By 2025, so less than 5 years, 75% of the workforce will be millennials. And if you say to a millennial today, yesterday, or tomorrow, would you like to read a 6-inch binder, or would you like to go on a training course for 3 weeks? The answer is that's not the way they've learned. So in addition to the obvious pressures of the industrial world, this demographic shift is a really, really important factor. And again, a lot of the questions that I saw in the Q&A around how do you manage change, how do you manage upskilling and reskilling, these connected worker tools are really optimized to help that journey. Next slide, please. Now, many of you have witnessed the gradual elimination of paper. I don't think I need to explain to anyone that paper-based procedures are to some extent old school, but the reality is they still exist in large volumes in every location I go to around the world. But it's not just about taking the context of paper-based procedures, it's also taking the context of the tacit knowledge. So when you add up all of the work procedures across the overall business and the workflows related to them, there are literally thousands. And of course, you could take a basic approach and put a spreadsheet or a PDF version. What our belief is, and you'll see in the next slide, is it's really about creating an interactive consumer-like experience where you can pull and push data alongside rich media work instructions. And when we think about pulling and pushing data, it's not just about information that may be required to do a particular task. It can be information that relates to something that has occurred here and now. So in the illustration you're seeing in the second screen there, this is a classic use case where it's a lockout, tagout, where you're asking someone to confirm that they've unlocked a safety gate. And they can do that simply by tapping confirming in a consumer-like experience. But if they click to not confirm, not only do you get a data signal that that event has actually occurred, you can also trigger another action, such as an alert that could go out to a text message to everyone in the facility, or could send a signal to a Microsoft Teams environment or a Cisco Teams environment to alert someone that something has actually occurred real time in the factory, and your ability to then collaborate with them and use that data to help and respond in real time. So it's not just about moving from a paper environment to a paperless environment, it's moving to an interactive experience. And as you'll see in the next couple of slides, what is really exciting is that these technologies enable you to deploy very, very fast. One of the challenges, I think, with the context of Industry 4.0 is, where do I get started? What investments do I need to make? One of the benefits of connected worker platforms is you can liberate everyone. You can enable people to be up and running in days, hours, not days, weeks, and months. And this is because of the cloud-based back end that is very intuitive, but super secure, but also the mobile consumer-like front end, where anyone, whether they're a basic, early career worker or a 30-year veteran, can pick up and understand how to use these solutions. And moving forward onto the next slide, what you'll see is that these technologies are really proven at global scale. It has amazed me over the last 12 months how the global deployment of these platforms across many, many use cases, whether it's quality, OEE, safety, supply chain collaboration, inline training on a global level, has really made sure that these platforms are really extensible and enabling you to take best practice from one location, one shift, to another location, and another location. So you start to get this exponential effect of data capture, benchmarking, and continuous improvement, again, across productivity, quality, and safety. Next slide, please. This is really perhaps the most important thing to stress, is that we've also made sure that the technology is very agnostic. We have many, many use cases because it's a no-code environment, which enables you to configure standard operating procedures, workflows in a very, very easy and scalable way. But we've also made it very, very flexible in terms of its ability to span multiple sectors, whether you're a consumer packaged goods company such as Heineken or Coca-Cola or Henkel, whether you're an auto company such as Pirelli or American Axle, a resources company such as Shell or Vaca, or a packaging company such as Georgia Pacific. The same technologies enabling you to scale and get these technologies into the hands of every worker is what's really critical. So let's now move forward into a look at the solution, and we'll now hand over and see a full demo. And the reason to do this demo is to show you how easy it is and how the interaction with the system is really brought down to a level where you can liberate everyone in the factory, in the distribution center, within suppliers, and in customers. Let's see the video.
Digital transformation is on everyone's mind. If you don't have a strategy in place, your operations won't be sustainable in the future. By using Parsable to connect your workforce to the digital systems you have in place or are looking to adopt, you establish the foundation that your organization needs for the journey toward digital transformation. Use your existing systems to plan, organize, and push work directly to your workforce. This empowers your team to access the information they need, such as work instructions or on-the-job training, from the convenience of a mobile device. On the mobile device, team members will see active assignments in the jobs list. Access and visibility into standard work boosts each individual's productivity by providing specifics as to what success looks like each day. Each job outlines the specific tasks and details required for the job to get done right. Team members can see what work has been done and what work remains, which reduces the need for rework and streamlines shift handoffs, making your operations more efficient. In the details of each step, team members can access procedural information and on-the-job training materials designed to facilitate their understanding of the task at hand, helping them to perform work safely and efficiently, and helping you to improve operational flexibility within your workforce. Team members can capture relevant details about the work they're doing. And with the real-time capabilities of Parsable, you can follow along and remotely monitor the performance of your teams, which increases your visibility into the details of work as it's occurring at different sites around the world. Your team is never on its own. Teams can collaborate within chat and collaboration. This is where they can post questions, share answers, and communicate with knowledgeable individuals, which reduces delays caused by experience or knowledge gaps. The benefit of a platform like Parsable is that these capabilities aren't isolated to just one use case. Parsable empowers all teams across your organization.
Thank you. So as you can see, the experience is really driven around the concept of democratization and making sure that you can deploy these solutions rapidly, fast time to value, but also without having to discriminate. And the key point is you can identify any particular work process where you want to start, and then it starts to grow. So you can manage change management on a site level, a regional level, and a global level. So thanks again to Deloitte for giving us this opportunity. Hopefully you found the experience of Connected Worker of interest, and I look forward to answering questions as we progress through the session. Thank you, and back to you, Stephen.